Hello and welcome to Snowrunner Top 10 Best Trucks. I'm UK Gamer 808 and I'll take you through my top 10 best trucks, how I see them. Now the first one in the list at number 10 is the ANK MK38. Now this is a top truck. There's quite a few different engine options for it and loads of different tyre choices for it as well, which is why I love it. The only downside about it is that it hasn't got any frame add-ons, so what you see is what you get your sideboard on the back of it, and that is your lot. We have got a lift kit on it, but you've got to be careful with that because it does make it a little bit unstable. But overall, in the mud, this thing just keeps going. You just put it through any of the mud. Now, I got this, you get this one in Alaska, I think it was White Valley, and as soon as you pick this up and drive it off, you just drive straight through Alaska without even any issues. It's a really good truck. Goes well in the mud as well. The only downside is no frame add-ons, like we said, and the fuel consumption. Fuel consumption for it is ridiculous, really is. Then number 9 of my top truck for Snowrunner is the Western Star 6900 TwinSteer. Now this one wasn't in my top 10 until it had the all-wheel drive. Now we've got the all-wheel drive option for it, so it's pretty good. Now we've got lots of different engine options for it and various other options. There's quite a bit on there. Downsides to it, that it isn't have any frame add-ons. What you see is what you get, similar to the ANK. And the other disadvantage for it, it doesn't pull any trailers at the moment, so it's not much of a, you can't do much with it. We can have full slots on the back of it, but that is your lot. But overall, it's a good truck, and you slap that into your high range and it just keeps chugging along. Keep the wheels moving and the momentum going, and it just doesn't stop. So what about number 8 top truck? Now the next one is the Step 310E. Now this is when I first came across this, I didn't really like the look of it, and I started using it, and the power to weight, well, the power to weight of all these trucks I picked is pretty high, which is what I go for. There's lots of different frame add-ons for this one, and you can use the metal detector module for it as well. So overall it's a quite good truck, as you've had lots of options for it. Now going into the mud, the Step doesn't mind a bit of mud whatsoever. You've got all-wheel drive on there, and then we have got switchable diff as well. The only downside about it is that you find if you've got the raised suspension and the bigger wheels, you have got to be careful about tipping it over, because you can just hit a little rock or something and it will knock you straight over, just like that. But overall, a really good truck. It is one of my favourite. It's a good all-round truck. Number 7 best truck for Snowrunner is the GMC MH9500, where we've got quite a few different add-ons for this one, and quite a few engine types and loads of tyres on it. Now this one has probably got one of the most amount of add-ons we can have for it, where it pretty much takes everything, which is exactly what you want. You've got all your snorkel and everything else with it, and of course you have got the all-wheel drive, which is an upgrade, and the switchable diff. Now those two you definitely need if you want to use it, because without them it's pretty gutless. Well, the diff's not too bad, but it's the all-wheel drive. You need that all-wheel drive option, and then it really kicks some ass. And like I said, there's loads of different frame add-ons for it, so it's a very versatile truck. You put it in the mud, it just goes straight through. Whether it's got the all-wheel drive, you put the all-wheel drive on and it'll fly through. You go into the diff lock and it helps even more. So a really top truck, that one. Then the next top truck is number 6, the White Western Star 4964. Now power to weight on this one is pretty high as well, and overall we got quite a few different engines for it, loads of different tyre configurations. Now same again with this one, if you raise it you've got to watch it, it can be a little bit tippy, but it is quite stable. That's what I liked about it. Loads of different frame add-ons for it, which is what you want, making it a really versatile truck. And apart from that, I absolutely love it. When I first got hold of the Western, I didn't really that impressed with it. Without upgrades it doesn't really go that well. You get the bigger engine for it, and then the lift kit, which gives you the bigger tyres and whatever you, and then it just keeps flying. It's a really good truck. Then top truck for number 5 for Snowrunner is the Voren Grad. Now the Voren Grad, we got quite a few different engine options for this one, and this is one of my all-time, whenever I got to drive somewhere I'll use this truck. I'll just get in this one and go and get on with it. Lots of different frame add-ons available for it. Pretty much I think you get all of them apart from the seismic. And the metal detector, you don't get that with that, but the advantage with this one is you don't need the lift kit. If you haven't got a race suspension, then you can still take all the wheels. It takes everything, and it is a sports truck. It just goes where you want it to. Off-road, wherever you take it, it doesn't let you down whatsoever. It's not the best. I did have a little bit of trouble in a Mandra with it, but I think that's just down to the chain tyres. But overall, the Voren Grad is a really, really nice truck. So going on to number 4, and then we have the Azov 64131. Now we've got a few different engine upgrades for this one, and then lots of different frame add-ons. Not a huge amount of wheels for it, but you do get most of the add-ons for this one, apart from the metal detector module. Now this one keeps chugging along. Now if you're going over to Derry Langhorn, then take this truck. If you're going there first, you haven't been there before, take this truck. Simple as that. The Azov just keeps chugging along, really good on the fuel consumption, and the only thing you've got to watch is if you get buried in deep mud, then you might get it stuck, but most of the time it will pull itself out. You just got to be slow and steady, wins the race all the time. Then number 3 for the best truck is the Derry Langhorn. Now the Derry, this is my ultimate all-time truck for hauling. This is the one, if I got any heavy loads, I'll use this one. One of the main things I love about it is the 4-wheel steering on it. A couple of different engine upgrades for it, and the fuel consumption isn't that bad whatsoever. Haven't got a huge amount of tyre choices, but it's got enough what you need. And the add-ons, of course, we've only got the saddle high and the saddle low on that. There's no crane variant or anything like that. But apart from that, it's a really good hauling truck. You just gets the job done. I use this in Alaska a lot, and it just chugs away, especially with the chain tyres. They work a treat. Then the number 2 best truck for Snowrunner is the Azov 73210. Now those of you who have been watching me before, you can see I use this truck a hell of a lot. It's a really good truck. There's quite a few different engine options for it. And then this one hasn't got the lift. This is one of the trucks, if we had active suspension, it would help it so much. It would be unbelievable. Really good truck then. But frame add-ons, we can more or less fit anything we want on it, apart from the metal detector module. It takes everything out, and the advantage is it's very low, so it's very hard to topple it compared to other trucks. And because of the 10 wheels on it, it just keeps chugging away. Now before I got this to Lake Cov, I wasn't that impressed with it, and then I got it to Lake Cov and it just went everywhere. I only ever got it stuck once on Lake Cov, and the same with a Mandra as well, so pretty top truck. So number 1 best truck for Snowrunner, and this is no surprise, we have the Taiga 6436. Now this truck is awesome. You get it from Derry Langhorn, and as soon as you get to Derry Langhorn, you want to go and pick this truck up, because it only comes with the standard, I think it's the all-terrain tyres, but even so, it just kicks ass. It really does. It's got permanent diff and permanent all-wheel drive, so you can't go wrong at that. You just chug around and it just gets the job done. Now hauling semis with it, no problem. And of course we have got the Taiga tyres, which you find all the trucks with the Taiga tyres, which there isn't that many of them. But as soon as you've got the Taiga tyres on it, it makes so much difference. Improves grip no end with those balloon tyres. They even work really well in the snow. So that is my top 10 best trucks for Snowrunner. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you did, why not check out my latest one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.